Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. It's Eden Day, and as many people are always surprised by the fact I don't do specials, the special is that I'm playing Eden, which is more special than every non-Eden run, which is also special every time. So take that. Sadly, I didn't spawn with Mega Blast, which was my intent. But, you know, what are you gonna do? So it looks like, as I showed the seed, of course, my damage isn't amazing, but honestly it doesn't seem all that bad. Got a trinket drop for my active item. Yes, my passive item, which is a health up and a trinket drop. My active item is not very useful, and that's okay. Spawns a TNT barrel, one of the movable ones. Can probably, you know, use that to get this done. Dang, they have... That's why I say my damage probably isn't all that good. But we're almost there. Alright. Free tinted rock. Since I did spawn with a soul heart, I will pick it up now. My fire rate's not all that bad, which is nice. And my damage doesn't feel as bad as it, you know, as one tick makes it seem like it should be. But one tick versus two ticks doesn't really mean much. And there are many times where I'll spawn with one tick and have more damage than it seems like I do when I spawn with two ticks, and spawn with two and have much less than some of my one tick spawns. So while they do have a set amount that they're supposed to represent, I don't believe that. Like, I just don't believe that it functions properly. And that's okay. Alright, well, I got that for free then. Never mind, I forgot. Because my trinket makes it that troll bombs will, instead of exploding, spawn a bomb drop. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. Small rock is 1 damage up. If I get something that modifies my tears, it'll give me 0.2 tears up, and if I get something that modifies my speed, it'll give me 0.2 speed down. Yeah, I want this. Mulligan makes it a 1/6 chance whenever I hit an enemy with a tear that I get a kamikaze fly spawn. And those dudes do twice my damage, so that's kind of useful. It'll help things out. Thank you for the key. I'm already feeling a little slow though, so hopefully any speed modifiers I get will be speed ups of actual decent amounts. Because if not, I'm gonna feel pretty bad very shortly. Alright, figure I may as well just place that there now. Hopefully use it for good against the haunt. Alright, that was a nice dodge. Nope. It's actually really tough to do that, by the way, to do it correctly. So I don't feel too bad about missing, because just timing it is so difficult. Fortunately, 1/6 actually means like 5 out of 6. So, plenty of good stuff there. 0.5 damage up and a range up. I'm good with that. We're not making good time because my fire rate, while acceptable, is not that good. And I'm slow. But, you know, I've got a lot of time to make up time. Okay, I want you to go over here. Like, really over here. This way. There you go. I can't really afford that. Okay, Curse the Maze doing its thing. But I do one-shot these guys on the second floor, which means my damage is pretty acceptable. I found the boss, so I guess I'll fight it. I have 2 health. It could be much worse. That's not where I want that to be. You'll notice that the thing moves a lot faster when I am against a wall, and regardless of if it is. It's a weird property about the pushable TNT barrels. If you're against a wall, they move super fast. If you're not, they don't. And it's 100% to do with you. It's weird. I don't want that because it gives me health regeneration. But it's okay because I've gotten Incubus. I specifically didn't want Ghost Baby, which is why I didn't take it. Incubus is pretty much the best familiar in the game. It shoots your tiers with your fire rate, but it can't get range downs. Oh. Okay. But basically it's just a full copy of you. And it gets your tier effects and everything. It's a good dude. Right, those are gonna give me bombs. I always need to train myself to remember that whenever I get it. Fortunately, with all this extra DPS, I'm not really trapped in situations like that. It's a lot less risky overall. However, of course, I am a little low on health. So I've got to hope. This guy sucks, by the way. But we're good. Gotta hope that I can turn nothing into something soon. Health-wise. Fire Mind. Alright, well, I hate being alive too. So much for turning nothing into something. Fire Mind means all of my tiers that hit have a chance to explode. Those explosions do twice my damage. And that's about it. Alright. But they can also damage me. And they leave a fire on the ground. The fire does... I haven't found the... okay. Really, dude? It's fine, I have a lot of bombs. The fire does damage to enemies that go through it. Conveniently, you don't have to... oh, I could have just walked in here, but that's fine. You don't have to worry about it hitting you, because it doesn't. Okay, I'm gonna keep this, even though it's less frequently charged. It's more useful, because I can actually use it offensively, and since it counts as a tier, it takes a lot of tier effects from your character. Because it explodes, it will always leave a fire on the ground as well. Fire is good. It does surprisingly good DPS, basically. XL floor kind of sucks, but you know, do what we must because we can. Oh, and when you set enemies on fire, they take decent damage for that too. Alright, so we've got one of these floors where I can just go freaking left forever. My familiars tiers don't count, by the way, for spawning flies from the mulligan, but I'm not 100% sure if incubuses don't, or if they are an exception because of basically cloning your tiers pretty much perfectly. It's one of those things I just don't know. They probably still don't count. But if any familiar tiers were to count, it would be those. So I found the bosses. I'm down. Are all these explosions? By the way, the chance for the explosion is tied to your luck. So that's ever the fun adventure. Get a ton of luck and explode all the time. You can get always exploding tiers, by the way. Or you can just pick up like Ipecac. Range and luck up. Not what I was looking for. Alright. I was gonna say, I need to clear that dude real quick. Stop shooting. I'm not fast enough for this business. Sadly, on stationary enemies, you're pretty much never going to get a fire under them. Tears Up is good. 0.7 Tears Up. Unsurprisingly, Krampus. Which means that I don't have to spend health, which is good news. Lump of Coal's nice because it increases the size and damage of my tears based on the distance they've traveled, which makes it a lot easier to hit with tears at long range. And since I want to be as far away from enemies as possible so I don't blow myself the heck up and die, it's perfect. It's just dream synergy right here. And I can one-shot a lot more enemies if I'm far enough away. I only have one key so far. It's not bad, but it's not that good. And because I would really, really like... I need anything that will help me out. I'm gonna allow... I don't have a good use item yet, so I'm gonna allow for the possibility that I'm gonna pick up the box of friends from a shop. Kind of feel like the secret room's to the right of that room, but it actually probably isn't, since this room doesn't have a room to the right of it. Anyway, picked up Perthrow. It's a one-time B6. That's good. Full map, I'm into that. And I see that the secret room is instead to the left. That's fair. Pick up the bombs. Bomb the dudes, honestly, because I could use their potential nickels. Or Steam Sale. Prices in shops are halved. Sometimes that's rounded up, sometimes down, but the moral of the story is I can go to the shop as long as I get a key. Or the shop key, store key, which makes shops not cost keys to enter. The good side is that only did a half heart. I'll take this. 3 health up, filled. Pretty bad most of the time, but right now I am low enough on health, and I have enough time left in the run to get more devil rooms that I feel like I can make this work. Boss teleport, don't need that, and I do want to go do the top secret room, so it's all good too. Pick up the money because it's there. So now I can buy 2 items from the shop, which is cool. I don't need that anymore. Depending on what I get in the shop, we'll see if I'm using this Perthrow on the item room or what. But hopefully, blank card. No, not quite. But I do want both items. This makes pills not spawn, drops a card, and allows me to hold 2 cards. Oops, well, I'm bombing, because the candle's so good that I have to acquire it. There's my use item sorted out. I'd rather have the Emperor than the Fool. And... yeah, you know, I'll keep this instead. Because I'm kind of slow, not having to worry about troll bombs just kind of unfairly screwing me over. Sounds good. So I'm gonna go reroll, I think. Well, that was unfortunate. That's fine though. I will now go to the next floor. 13.5 minutes is not great time, but it could be much worse, I guess. An XL floor is just kind of time consuming. I don't think I'm making boss rush. That's not the biggest deal. And there goes a full heart though. That sucks. fine though. He died. Okay. Guy might die, yeah. Just from the fire damage over time. So I'm looking for the item room and then the boss as quickly as I can find him. This implies a door to me. See, look at me. He gave me a thing for free, which I don't care about. Should probably care about, but don't. Thank you for the stuff in here. 2 of hearts is not useful. This guy makes me nervous. Should have been hit there, and that's okay. I accept my luck for the day, and that's awesome. That's a revive as Dark Judas, which will have a 2.0 damage multiplier as a character, and then otherwise base Judas stats besides health. 2 black hearts can get red hearts. Sackhead. Okay, I'm gonna test this. It's gonna give me a nickel. It didn't. Dang, how unfortunate. See if this wants to give me enough money. Look at that. So Sackhead drops a sack, and then turns most drops that you get into sacks. It's ridiculous. It's so unfair how good it is. And that's about that. It's super OP. And I have no problem with this. Sacks will mean lots of batteries for the most part, but it can contain whatever. So, High Priestess summons Mom's Foot to stomp on something. I'll use it here, because it does so much damage. Totally worth. Sure, 1 damage up and some amount of range up from every other shot. Shots from the left of my face. The character's left. Though, it's just a 50% chance for Incubus. That's okay. This room's unfortunate, but I set dudes on fire. So that's cool. I was not paying attention to that dude. I don't know, I just didn't see him there. Literally became invisible. And then that just sucks. No thanks. Of course, I would love to just use the Emperor, but the Emperor can get me to steal something from Boss Rush. Or it can get me to the boss if I just don't have enough time after finding the item room. Wheel of Fortune's a guaranteed item if I bomb it in the chest or dark room. So I'm into that. Greed, of course. So yeah, lots of drops replaced with sacks. Totally not ridiculous. Hit me up with that item room on this path, I believe. That's fine. Come on, buddy. That was lucky that that didn't hit me. Totally should have. Tons of money and no shop to use it on. If I get the River of Greed, I can use that for it, but chances are I won't do that. I really want to, but I can't without finding the item room first. So chances are this is me giving up my boss rush. And I don't want to be doing that. But hey, sometimes you're stuck with it. Especially when this doesn't pay out with instant gratification. That's just bad luck. So there goes some Devil Room chance. Alright, we've got a chance The Dream is alive because my DPS is pretty good. But the Dream is very far from guaranteed to stay alive. That's 2 damage up from every other shot. The same side of my face as the blood clot. Which is kind of cool. Strange, but cool. So I'm going to have just over a minute to finish this fight. I dunno, man. I dunno. Okay. Now we're gonna make it. Didn't get the Devil Room, but that's not a surprise. Good item, not great item. Meh, no thanks. And alright, I'll take this. Then I will die. So this item's totally OP that I just picked up. And I just, you know, swapped over to a 2.0 character multiplier, which is pretty silly. Anyway. Every enemy I kill spawns a spider for me. Spiders do 2.5 times my damage. And that's amazing. Enemies won't spawn spiders if killed by a spider. But anything else will count. Pretty awesome. You'll note I haven't used my use item once. This often happens with the candle. Pick it up because it's so good, and then don't use it at all. Justice. And that's okay. That's just how it goes. That's not because it's bad, it's because I'm very bad at using use items. And that's 100% all there is to it. It's actually one of the best use items in the game, especially if you're trying to use it for just damage. Like, if you just want to have damage output, Candle's your man. I don't need this. But I'll take it. Alright, that won't be a threat. It's fine. Joker. Just gonna use it now. And then feel a little bad about myself. And then walk away and not, you know, not think about it. It's not a big deal. So they don't spawn... Well, they don't split if they're afflicted by a damage over time effect. So poison or fire. Yeah, poison or fire. That's so unlucky. But I got spiders for every single one of those segments, which is pretty neat. I'll take a health up if I get it, man. Because right now I'm basically dead. Just due to some bad luck right there. So what are you gonna do? Just gonna make it work anyway. That's what I'm gonna do. Hopefully. It's just explosions, man. Explosions are the worst. And, you know, this room is actually super sucky. But it didn't hit me, so we're all good. This is another guaranteed item if I get it to the chest. Alright, man. But I kind of don't even want to bother taking that chance and just use it for the health up. Judgment. Unless he does that. So that sucks. It's one of those things that happen sometimes. Spawns a demon beggar instead of the dude you need. Just a regular beggar that wants to give me a health up. Which is most regular beggars, mind you. Don't need that, that's for sure. This is definitely the boss path. Alright, Daddy Longlegs. Unfair boss, but fortunately that doesn't matter. Oh, they didn't reset. That's unfortunate. I probably wouldn't have taken anything, though. Brimstone's less fun than what I've got. But since the prices didn't change anyway, no need to bother. Alright, I have to sneeze. That's probably going to happen. We'll see, though. So Magic Mushroom all stats up, and including a 1.5 damage multiplier. That will stack with my character multiplier. Common question. That's why my tiers are so much bigger now. Because my overall damage multiplier right now is 3.0. Because they do stack multiplicatively. This is fine. Apparently the spiders didn't want to deal with it. So I like how that turned into a sack. That's actually kind of hilarious. We're kind of living for now. I wouldn't hold out a ton of faith, but I'm certainly not one hit from death, and that means that I'm like a million hits from death. Basically, 2 hits from death is when I go Super Saiyan. And then 1 hit from death. With a build like this, I'll die, but normally I go Super Saiyan 2 or whatever. Now I can Emperor, which saves me a lot of potential doom and gloom and all that. Unfortunately, it even spawns me in like the best possible place for it to do so. And the spiders did a ton of work, so now the boss is dead. And life is no problem. So I definitely have 4 keys and 1 bomb. And this is a huge pickup because this is immunity to explosions. Mom's Eye, chance to shoot, luck-based chance to shoot out of the back of my head. It seems I have enough luck that it'll activate every time, so that's cool. Yeah, immunity to explosions, and a chance if I get hit by a tier that instead of being damaged, it'll absorb it and shoot back 3 of my tiers. So that's cool. Bob's Brain, shoots at stuff, blows up, poisons them. I'm immune to explosions, so I don't fear it. And this, exactly what it says. Can poison enemies with it. So yeah, no downside to Bob's Brain now. And it'll respawn every like 10 seconds or so. We might have this. No, thank you. That right there is actually the worst item in the game. It's a death sentence in most scenarios. And that would be no exception right now. Alright, Empress is 1.5 damage up and 0.3 speed up for a room. Sadly, all of these coins can be lucky, so I have to pick them all up just in case. Not that I need luck for anything right now. Well. At least it didn't damage me immediately. Because that's the thing that can happen. Completely unavoidable damage there. A couple rooms have that. That's a half-heart interval, so there's no reason not to take it. I love breaking the coloring on Hush, or the Haunt. Ball of Tar, I track slowing on the ground and have a chance to shoot slowing tiers. This is more fair than it is in a normal-sized room, but it can still be total butt. Still, we lived. I've got 1 extra hit because of the Eternal Heart. freaking Pestilence the Sniper, as usual. Taking it. That is speed down by some amount. And 2 health up, 1/2 a heart filled of that. So now I no longer have the half heart interval. And for now I'm too lazy to go back and check that other heart because I'm slow. But if I get hit, then I will worry about it. Or just use the sun. Which fully heals my red hearts, does 100 damage to all the enemies in the room, and gives me the full map minus the top secret room. Which I have a couple good guesses for anyway. Justice, don't need that, but hey. Got it. So now I have a proper half-heart interval again, which is good. Blood donation machine offers me no benefit. It doesn't spawn an item, that's a common misconception. Bombing it here does not give me an item. It's pretty much just a worthless pickup. But you know, here. Oh, that's exactly where he shot. I couldn't see through all my tears, so I just dodged on the off chance that... Actually, it was less off and more on chance that that was where I was supposed to dodge. But, you know, it's fine. I only got hit once. Didn't matter. All's good in the world. That's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.